How many times have you heard the following? We don't have enough foster parents, there aren't enough qualified parents to care for these children, and there is a shortage of available homes. If you live in the child welfare life, they'd say every day. But that's not the full story. Those statements would lead you to believe that not enough people are interested in fostering. They also suggest we simply can't find anyone qualified, possibly even that our community is uncaring, and knowing that the situation of the kids, why do people even step forward? But people really do step forward. The truth behind this crisis, nationally more than half of foster parents quit fostering within the first year, with another significant dip in the second year. No matter how many times wonderful families step up with big hearts and best intentions, it will never be enough to meet the demand if only 40% continue after the first year. Many of us wonder why are people able to get through the long licensing process yet quit shortly after. And it's not the kids' fault, but ultimately it's the kids who pay the price. Low retention rates mean fewer qualified foster families are available. So children transition more frequently between foster homes. Every distribution brings new trauma. Children who have suffered abuse or neglect has an impact on their repeated removal from family. Maybe they think that they don't deserve one. Often children who disrupt from a foster family go to residential facilities or mental institutions where they stay for months or years. Not only do they have to grow up there, they are very expensive. When kids are institutionalized, they can make it harder for them to thrive in a family even later on in their life. This vicious cycle compounds the trauma the children face. Every child in foster care has experienced abuse, neglect, abandonment, drug exposure, and domestic violence, or all of the above. The removal of a child from their home, even if that home is unsafe, is traumatic. New foster parents struggle to meet the needs of these children and care for them, but they've often been rushed through bad training in order to secure short-term foster homes. But the long-term consequences are unprepared parents who set up to fail. According to Ann Zink, director of Supporting Families Coalition, caring for children and youth who have survived severe and complicated trauma can be exhausting, and finding peace among the chaos can be daunting. Years of research have shown retaining foster parents to be one of the single most powerful ways we can dramatically improve the quality of healing for kids in care. In 2018, the National Council for Adoption published a report which showed that when trained parents continue to foster, it means more stable foster care experience for the child, dramatically improved outcomes for our kids, and a substantial saving of money. To reverse this system's terrible rates and prevent burnout, foster parents need smart support, peer encouragement, and excellent training that sets realistic expectations. That way, we can improve our foster care systems would be 1. Examining and addressing reasons why children do not leave the foster care system. Some children do not leave the homes because they may not be able to handle, in this case of the problem, then let the child have a therapist or a counselor that can help them behave. Another thing is revising and training for social workers, administrators, and judges to address neurodevelopment and family community issues. Making sure all workers are making sure foster parents are taking great care of their children and keeping them safe. The next one would be improving foster parent training and increasing payments to them. Making sure that all families are well educated on how to be a foster parent and are ready to take that step and agree that they will not give up on their child after a year of being a foster parent. just because they have slight problems. Each foster parent should be able to help their child with any issues as they were in their home. Also, increase the payment for how much they are helping our community by taking in these children. The next reason would be identifying and coordinating public and private community resources. These resources need to help us, people who are trying to be foster parents, so they can know more about the system if they wanted to foster a child. Next would be redefining successful system outcomes to include maintaining biological, meaning sibling ties, so that the child has a sibling. Make sure the foster parent knows and could possibly foster the sibling. If not, they will need to foster a different child because we need to keep those siblings together. Another point would be making family interventions therapeutic rather than punitive. When having family interventions, social workers need to make a positive visit and show their support instead of bringing list checkoffs as punishment. Our foster care systems need to support our foster parents while making sure they are following each rule. Last but not leastly, we need to make relationships the priority. Research consistently points to the importance of a relationship in promoting intervention effectiveness. With high caseloads of paperwork demands, it is easy to forget how important relationships are in affecting the change of a child. Programs, policies, and practices should be structured in a way that allows workers and families the time to develop and sustain a working relationship with the family. In conclusion, all of our churches, businesses, foster parents, foster systems, and other organizations need to help improve on our foster care systems so every child will have a better life and not move from house to house and to prevent child abuse or neglect.